I've never had an issue with discussing race because I've always found discussing issues of truth not to be complicated.
The problem that I've had is that having come out of the civil rights movement, I can talk about this with some relative ease because I lived through it. But it's not easy to talk to other people in the city about it, and especially someone of a different race or someone of a different persuasion. It's not always easy to try to get them to just hear you. Not that you're trying to convince them to see it your way, but to even have that dialogue.
There's racism all around us. And you know, you don't have to look very far to find that people have been treated unfairly. And it's recent. You know, the prayer is in the 21st century that this would all be behind us. But it truly isn't. It's something that we've still got to work on.
I think that the whole culture of race relations and not feeling comfortable about it is because of the track record of our country and the history. And sometimes persons try to ignore the truth. And so I think that's where the difficulty rests.
Pastor of the church attacked one of the council, called him a racist. And I still ain't understood what did he say was so racist. I know what was racist slurs back there during them times. I can name all of them, the bad ones and the good ones. I know what they were. But when you come out and really attack a person today, and you're a man of the cloth, and you attack your brother, call him a racist, that's a hard thing to do. That's a hard thing to prove a person a racist.
Well, I mean, I think talking, what we're doing now, you know, I've had more conversations with some of the ministers that I've known for years in the last 30 days than I have in probably the last, 3 years. But through it all, I've, maintained what I feel like is a good relationship with them, a good friendship, a good working relationship. Do we always agree? No, but I don't always agree with my white colleagues either. So it's not about race.
When it comes to racism, I pay it no mind. I don't care if you're white or black. I don't care if I see somebody white saying something wrong to a black or a black saying something right. In America, we coexist. It's not going to be one or the other. And I was raised where everybody got along, and that's the way I'm raising my kids, and that's how I'll continue to be.
When Jim Holley was mayor, and I served with Jim Holley, he was a black man. I didn't think of Jim Holley as a black man. If you'd stopped me on the street and said, how many black people and white people are on your city council, I would have had to stop and think. We didn't work that way. We didn't act that way together. Maybe others thought about it. I never even thought about it.
Oftentimes when I broach the issue, I'm branded as the racist because I bring it up. And I don't bring it up just for the sake of saying, like some of the bloggers do, she's playing a race card. I want people to really give this some serious thought. When I broach an issue, it's to try to raise the consciousness level about how serious this is.
The buildup is all political. It's nothing to do with where you shop at, where you eat at, where you grew up. It's all political. Nobody wants to lose control or power. You follow me? So that's where the raw comes up. We might lose a foothold, and really it should be back to the person's character. It should be back to, okay, is this person the right fit for this job?
We know that there are disparities here in education, disparities in health care, disparities in income. Those aren't things we have to speculate about. We have data from years that supports that. That's why I believe that if we are interested really in obtaining the truth, and as I said, my father said, life is a search for the truth, then we wouldn't feel uncomfortable with talking about it if we approach it from an issue of truth.
But there's some radical kids on both sides, black and white, there's radical. We got to start teaching them a difference and say, hey, you can't live in today's world with that kind of mess. You need to leave it alone. You don't know nothing about it. Stop hating people, because that same person you hate may have to bring you a glass of water one day.
If you had to break it down, I think that's the whole thing, to be able to sit down with someone and to understand what they're thinking about, to get a real idea of where they're coming from.
You know, you always learn something when you listen to people. And after all, that is kind of what we're there to do, is listen.